Thank you for being here for 2.5 days through these wonderful conversations. I think, first of all, let me ask all of you to applaud yourselves for being such wonderful audiences and participating so robustly in these discussions, without which this would not happen. And hopefully this will also put some energy back into the room. So can you please applaud yourself? Join me in applauding yourself. Now, it's really difficult to try and close such a rich series of conversations with any sensible remarks, so I won't even attempt to do that. I will try to pick out 3 or 4 snapshots that kind of capture what we have built as a initial project with our partners, HIIA. I had someone walk up to me, and that person is in the room, and say that, Samir, the conversations that are happening here are very different. We have not had these kind of discussions before. And if Gladden and I go back 11 months ago, and when we were trying to invest in putting something together like this, it was with this intention of trying to bring many worlds into the same discussion so that we could have a conversation that would sound, feel, and possibly result in outcomes that are different to what we have already witnessed in the past. And I think in that sense, thank you again to all who have traveled from so many different parts of the world, who came here and shared their perspectives to open up the space and change the nature of conversations that typically result in what I would, or what many folks call, confirmation biases. I think we've tried to challenge the norm by bringing in perspectives that are different, and we've tried to create an ecosystem and an atmosphere where you could disagree without being disagreeable. So we have had strong positions on stage without anyone trying to kill the other. And I think that's an achievement in this world. So that's one snapshot. The second, of course, is, and this is equally, it's a compliment to HIIA and my colleagues in the foundation, and of course Balazs, who joined us this morning. And someone walked up to me just half an hour ago and said that what they heard this morning and in the opening panel, at the inaugural evening, was truly something that they haven't witnessed in many years of conferencing and think tanking and summitry. So in many ways, I think what you were able to do, Gladden, both in the inaugural session and this morning with Balazs and John, are truly iconic discussions where we saw 2 deep thinkers. And in the first panel, 5 different geographies try and grapple with that one question: what does our future look like? And in that ways, I think this dialogue was also able to put together some really textbook conversations that will be reference materials for the future. People are going to refer to these conversations when they proceed in their own careers, both academic and policy careers. So I think this was also a venue where we were able to stage some of these big conversations. And I think that's something that was really robust. And the third and final point I want to make, of course, is that the city helps, and a country with a big heart helps even more. I think we all have to agree that it's only because it was Hungary and Budapest that many of the taboo conversations could flow so freely. It was a big heart of the organizers, of the government, of the hosts, that were able to bring diversity into this room and not suffer from the selection biases that most of us do in different parts of the world, to be able to challenge some of their own isms and include views and ideas that are different. So I think Hungary and Budapest especially made a difference. I posted this morning that this is perhaps the most beautiful city in Europe in certain aspects. It is also a city with a big heart, and I hope this dialogue gains from the big-heartedness in the years ahead and becomes an annual gathering. So as I end, let me just make a few thank yous. Of course, I thanked all of you for being here and for being such wonderful participants, delegates, speakers, and friends. But I think all of us must take this opportunity to applaud the Hungarian Institute, led by Gladden, Lila, Dorina, and all other colleagues. Please join me in applauding them for their wonderful hospitality. And with that, let me turn it to Gladden, or let me turn it to the moderator to invite Gladden for the final words. But Gladden, we'll be back. And we are committed to building this as an institution where people visit to share their thoughts, to debate their ideas, and to walk towards that future that will be common even as we disagree. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Saran. I now invite Dr. Gladden Pappin, President of the Hungarian Institute of International Affairs, to the stage to give his closing remarks.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Samir. I will not detain you long, and I'm very happy to see that the high attendance that we've enjoyed throughout the program has continued even on this afternoon. In my own mind, I'm convinced that it's now Friday afternoon, but in fact it's Wednesday afternoon. But after many weeks of continuous work on the part of the staff, it feels like it's a Friday, and I'm told that informally at least it is. So I think that this conference is a testament to the fact that we can have a serious discussion about the topics that are going to dominate the conference circuit a few years from now. But maybe for reasons of institutional constraint or political constraint or all of the other forms of constraint are not there yet. And this was basically a bet that we made together with Samir and the Observer Research Foundation that Hungary would be the place where this type of conversation could happen. And that is a testament to the forces that are behind it, and also to the intellectual scene that has grown up in Hungary in the last few years. And I hope you can see that there are a lot of untrue things that are said about the intellectual scene in Hungary, and we hope that this conference will drive that point as well. Earlier today, I was asked if this was the largest conference we had ever put on. And my reply is that it's the second smallest conference in the history of the Budapest Global Dialogue. The bigger one will be next year. And my one request for you, because this has been on the mind of a lot of people already, but my one request for you is that you suggest people that you think would be good additions to this conference in the next year. You're allowed to suggest up to 5. And they have to be in a rank order. No, I'm just kidding about that. But please feel free to suggest us names. The earlier, the better. And we would be happy to consider them for the larger edition, although at that point we'll have to build a larger hotel. So thanks in particular to Samir and the whole team at the Observer Research Foundation. When I first went to the Ricina Dialogue, I realized that something very special and unique was happening there, and I'm very happy to see that the brand has extended in so many different places and in a distinct way in Budapest. Likewise, thanks to my many colleagues who have been involved in this, chiefly Lili, Dorina, Zsuzsi, Endre, Tamara, who is doing so much, and the whole team, as well as the your work hours are officially reduced from 90 hours per week to 60 hours a week beginning on Monday. I'm just kidding. It's been a lot of work, but we're glad to share the moment with you. And beyond that, I have nothing substantial that I wish to leave you with, except to say that the framing of issues is very important. And I think many people are feeling now that there's not an uncertainty, but an openness toward new frameworks through which we can understand global politics. And that's something that actually has to be generated through new intellectual work. Most of the time, that is something that is difficult to find, but I believe we've created an environment here that will lead to the generation of new scholarly, intellectual, and even diplomatic work in a lot of different fields. Certainly not all with the same viewpoint. In fact, there were some very spectacular but also charitable clashes at many points during the conference. And so congratulations to all of you who have stuck with us to the end and put so much work into it. Thank you very much. And that is all. Back to the hostess, and then we will proceed to, I don't know where we're proceeding, so she'll tell us.